People would enjoy this film mostly because it's got a little comic action thing going on. Kind of reminds me a little bit of a Rush Hour kind of feeling to it.
The character is a person that I think a lot of people will relate to. He kind of fails a little bit in the beginning, and then he learns, and then he becomes great at the end.
It's got humor, it's got adventure, it's got action in it. It's an interesting story.
People would enjoy this film because of the unpredictability, the fact that you don't know what's going to happen next, and it's going to keep you on the edge of your seat, basically.
Whether you like the violence that's not extremely gory, if you like the comedy that's not too raunchy, or you like just sitting at the edge of your seat and just saying, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen to this guy? What's going to happen to David? What's going to even happen to the villains? Because you will be, that question will be put into your mind too. It's got something for everybody.
What this project means to me is an opportunity to learn, to practice, to learn to work with others, develop chemistry with other people, and have a goal and meet that goal.
It's going to be a good way to try out new dynamic angles that I want to try. There's some really cool scenes that I can't wait to shoot because it's just going to be stuff I haven't tried before, and it's going to be really exciting.
Usually I'm more of like a director or, an AD or other roles behind the camera. It gives me a chance to get in front of the camera, kind of see things from the other side, and I think as a director it helps to also see what actors go through, helps you communicate with actors better.
I've always worked in the theater, never had any real chance to work in film, and I've always been an admirer of films. And looking at so many movies, because I am a fan of movies, I said to myself, I want to be on the screen. I don't want to watch them anymore. I want to be the one on the screen.
As an actor, I get to step into a different personality that I'm not on an everyday basis.
I think this is going to be able to give everybody something for their reel. The actors, they'll be able to take this and say, hey, director, look at my performance. The director will say, hey, producers, look at what I can do. The director of photography, he's going to say, look at my shots. Everybody, assistant camera, it will give them something for their resume so they can come in here and get a foot in the industry.
What made me decide to get into film, I guess, I've always loved movies since I was a little kid, and I always saw strange things that no one ever noticed from movies, and I always thought that was weird because of that. I used to work in a job where I wasn't happy, a 9-to-5 job for corporate America, and I got laid off. So I decided to follow my passion, my dreams, so here I am.
When I was working in the music business, I was sitting in a recording studio and listening to all these artists putting out music, and I would always stop them and go, hey, let's put a music video together for that. We can do this and that, and I would really pitch them a treatment.
I got into film because I used to write short stories ever since I was a little kid. I actually have like a little tiny comic strips I would draw when I was like 4 or 5 years old, and I kept doing that, and I realized that I didn't have to go into art or animation to really make my dreams come to life. I could do it in a much simpler way without having to spend 3 years trying to just come up with one scene that I want to do. Film has become the new medium to bring my dreams into life.
James approached me with the script that he wrote, and he said he wrote it for me, and I was kind of worried about doing it at the beginning, but I read it and I thought, yeah, I could play this character. I mean, he wrote it for me, so it works, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
What made me get into acting, basically, I was always a fan of movies, and I always thought it'd be great, to actually help out in the process of actually making them.
Well, I was always around acting. I was always performing since I was very young. And I guess it was only natural to me to take theater and progressing up, and now I want to try film.
As a kid, I've always had vivid dreams, and I see people portray their dreams. The only way they can portray it is on the big screen, because you change reality, and everybody gets to see a piece of that.
The one shot that I'm most excited to do right now, it's an overhead shot that's an establishing shot of the villains. It's the first time you see the villains. And I'm going to be able to use some dynamic angles where usually people have to use a jib arm and you have to have a high production happening in order to be able to do those kind of shots. And I'm really excited. There's going to be a lot of those really cool dynamic shots you normally don't get to do, and that's really what's making me all giddy about filming this.
The turning point in this movie where he ends up in a trunk. I don't want to give off too much, but he realizes that he's in the trunk, and that moment there is, like, wow, what's going on here? And I think the audience is going to feel that way too.
We'll be using a series of cameras. They go from anywhere from, it's definitely going to be HD quality footage for all the cameras. One of the ones that we're using is the AG HPX, which is a Panasonic. And we also have a 5D, and we're going to have a couple of GoPros, which are extreme wide angle lens, tiny little cameras you're able to put anywhere, which are perfect for like car scenes that involve a chase or something. So there's definitely going to be a lot of interesting angles in this movie.
Why someone should help produce this film by donating, it would really mean a lot to everyone in this production. Like I said, it's very hard to, as a student filmmaker, to get anywhere past a PA on someone else's job. They don't trust, most times they don't trust your skills. They're not sure of it yet, and we have a lot of talent here. Everybody in this project knows what they're doing. I've seen it, this isn't just a bunch of kids with a movie camera trying to spit out a film. We have something we can take to film festivals and get our names out there and really open the door to our future.